19 wins it.
You chain most of it.
Listens carelessly to the holy word and he applied his own font thenceforth the very body of the Son of God. 4. Age. As in the legend of the 11,000 virgins who accompanied Street Ursula. In the argument
but they bother me, 'cause it takes more than one to join their army. How I pine just to fall in line with the sweethearts on parade.
Agents. The use of language as a symbolic means of inducing cooperation reveals that by nature respond to symbols.
But he must know something 'cause he just keeps rolling. He keeps rolling along, rolling along. He don't plant taters, he don't plant cotton. Them that plants them is soon forgotten. But old man River, he keeps rolling along. You and me, we sweat and strain, body all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge, lift that pail, get a little drunk and you land in jail. I gets weary and sick of trying, I'm tired of living, feared of dying, but old man River keeps rolling along.
I know we'll grow some rice and old shoes. What's the one thing makes me sad? Heaven's just across the way. It's a precious little thing called love.